versus not Marcus. That's Zomba, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mistake the two. Actually, and also I wanted to say goodbye to Marcus as well because Marcus waved at the camera as they were walking away. So, you know, good on them for appealing to the crowd as we go here into two of the biggest crowd pleasers in the business these days in BeatyBean versus Zomba. And I don't need to tell anybody what kind of an opportunity BeatyBean has here at his doorstep.
And if they're playing on fire as they have been, then this very well could be a BeatyBean Jackal Grand Finals. But Zomba's experience with many a matchup, especially in the Wario matchup, having played BeatyBean multiple times over and having a overwhelmingly positive set record against not only this Wario, but also having a recent win on Gluttony, which shows you just how refined Zomba is at many matchups where Wario may seem like combo food.
Yeah. You got to keep in mind, Double, though, that BeatyBean and Pluto really don't play the same. So you got to keep that in mind because there's some tricks that Zomba might be ready for because they played against the best Wario in the world. But BeatyBean, not being the best Wario in the world, might do some other things that Zomba's not prepared to cover.
Well, the roll in down tilt, sometimes it works. Roll behind into starter. Sometimes you pull it off. As BeatyBean is gonna see what they can do with this rage, as 62 is a way to go about it, and looking for more with the corkscrew. That would have been insane if all the hits connected. I don't think it would have taken the stock, but with this amount with max rage, you can't count anything out. And you still can't count out BeatyBean, who is able to mash out and survive the potential up smash with a punish, though the Nair does come down to close out the stock.
Yeah, and you saw the flash a second ago, full waft is active here for BeatyBean. And he's trying to cover that landing. He does so effectively with that bike. One of the biggest weaknesses of R.O.B as a character is that landing. And when you have a hitbox that is as big as that, you are going to be able to clear the airfield there. Also, because my boy Zomba likes the Superman with R.O.B as he's coming back to ledge, BeatyBean gets the two-frame with that F-tilt to take the full stock.
And there's a reason why R.O.B players flutter with the up B. Not only do you get more out of your gas, you're also raising and lowering the arms so you don't extend your hurt box.
Oh, but then again, you know what these setups usually do. And yep, you get hit by one Nair and an up air, you gotta be ready to eat the second one on that platform. And BeatyBean farts on the competition. Moving on to game 2, where they are up against Zomba. Dude, this could be happening.
How does the BeatyBean do it?
He can't keep getting away with this.
He's been so good, and he's doing what great players do when they have a play style they want to subscribe to and they want to play at. He's not just practiced in that play style, he's making Zomba play to that pacing. He's not letting Zomba control the game, and instead is taking the stage and taking the weaknesses of R.O.B and making the character his hostage. As
oh my god, he gets another one. BeatyBean. That advantage state has lasted for 100%.
And with a couple tech roll reads mixed in there, it was premier Wario gameplay, and this is the B-reverse bike which gets him out of danger, though Zomba's looking to close out the stock with the footstool. They do.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, that's not just a stop to the bleeding, that's a full halt. He stopped that wound, he shut it up, and now there's no more blood coming out. The blood's actually coming out for BeatyBean now, who was able to take that stock not too long after, but now Zomba just decided to turn on his TV. Now he's getting to work.
Yeah, taking a good look at what BeatyBean was doing and trying to counteract it. 0% using a little bit of fancy movement on these platforms as well. The B-reverse is off the B-reverse in mixture with the gyro, baiting BeatyBean in to try and get him to overcommit, and they do, punishing promptly with a back air.
Right, but then again, you know, BeatyBean's not out of this just yet. That waft is coming up slowly but surely. It will be here in about 30 seconds. If they can endure and possibly take this stock not too long, they could be able to cheese out another win out from Zomba.
Yeah, it'll just be how this stock ends up playing out. If you get Zomba to a about 70 or 80. You're looking to... Oh, they use the half
Mid-walk.
Oh, an interesting call for BeatyBean. I don't know if I agree, but it is not going to matter for any long period of time as Zomba gets a hard read on how BeatyBean was escaping a lot of situations using some of these hard directional air dodges, committing to one direction as Zomba would overextend, and the scoop on that is not going to let BeatyBean escape.
Yeah, BeatyBean always has game 3 though, so sometimes you can take those L's if you got another game of insurance, but you need to really keep in mind what you want to do here if you're BeatyBean. You can't get rattled just because Zomba was able to beat you. He certainly didn't get rattled because Zomba lost to you a second ago. BeatyBean can do this. They just need to stop running into a ready Zomba.
Will the Iron Wall of Zomba continue their reign over first and second place and meet Jackal in grand finals, or will BeatyBean make the most out of this opportunity? 105-17 is far from a great start for any combatant, but the DI is on point. Not that time. No DI is going to be able to survive how close you were to the top blast zone.
Yeah, and BeatyBean seems to like to drift back towards that center bit of the stage whenever they are caught up in the air like that. And Zomba's been doing a good job of catching that in all times. Honestly, I think the tempo as well from Zomba is much different this time around. He recognizes that if he can beat BeatyBean before the full waft comes out, BeatyBean really doesn't have the opportunity to cheese him anymore.
I mean, that's very, very true. Keep the game under 2.5 minutes, and Wario won't even get whopped. I think Frosty Fatalis is happening currently. Just speedrun this.
Yeah, definitely, man. And Zomba's looking like they're going to do it, too. 40 seconds on the board until full waft comes out. So, BeatyBean starting to try to play a little bit slower of a pace, but Zomba is doing a good job of covering every option. Look at that, using the bike to make him scared to roll on ledge. And that means he has to get caught by that side B. BeatyBean on last stock. Zomba with 3 still.
I have 2 immediate observations. One, Zomba's not letting this get out of hand any further, though that back air does come in. 2, R.O.B has a hilarious item carry animation that was legitimately funny.
Yeah, I was looking at it too, and I was like, oh, that's goofy. I'm a big fan of that. But look, BeatyBean not a big fan of getting spiked down to the bottom blast zone. They are going to bow out at a very, very commendable 3rd place. With some very good wins, getting wins over Marcus and over Beast, as well as Atomisk on their road here too. But Zomba, just a little bit too much of a deterrent as they get their date with Jude in Grands, like we were probably all expecting in the backs of our heads. Come on now.
Yeah, it just has to happen. Though I do love not only that trap that was shown off with the bike toss upward into the side B. Most of the time you can wait a little bit to avoid the arm rotor, and